Hello everybody, Max and Monty 15 and 16 here, back again with another countdown to Christmas review. So anyway, with now only 5 days until Christmas left, I will be showing you guys the Thomas Wood Railway Caitlin versus the Thomas & Friends Wood Caitlin. So anyway, let's go ahead and just kind of get started. So let's first start off with the 2013 Caitlin. So obviously her face does look a lot like the one from the TV series. It isn't a perfect circle though, which is a very nice touch as well. You can obviously see that I've had this one for a long time, and well, yeah, I mean, I was very young in 2013 to be honest. So yeah, her eyebrows are worn off, and you can see that her magnets are starting to rust as well, especially because I used to play with this in the sandbox that I used to have. So anyway, Caitlin's model has a very unique shape to her that's really something we've never seen in the TV series or the Wooden Railway, for a matter of fact. So anyway, Caitlin herself has a very strange chassis, which has another like 060 chassis or bogie right here, and then this one-wheeler thing. I don't know what you would call it, but it's like mounted, and so that is how it turns around curves. Of course, it doesn't do the best job ever, and it would definitely be better to see if they did something similar to Gordon or Henry for these models like Connor, Caitlin, Frida, Vinny, and Murdoch. If you could do them like Gordon, that would be nice. Thanks. But anyway, Caitlin has these windows that are just painted on again, which is actually something pretty funny because they are actually painted on in the TV series as well. So who knows how they get into Caitlin's cab. But anyway, you can see Caitlin has a fluorescent blue lining as well as this white outlining the lining. So as you can see, there's a blue stripe down here, and as well as one that's going across her underside of the boiler. And you can see there's one on the front area, the streamlined area. I am glad that they gave her a front coupling because most of them that have some sort of plow or streamlining don't. I mean, for example, taking into consideration Hank, they could have easily just not put a magnet on front, and I'm glad they did, which is definitely something that adds to more story potential. So her tender has this really weird design, but it does look pretty accurate to the TV series, especially. However, I'm not a fan of the lining on the tender, especially because it always looked backwards to me. I always thought it should be sort of like that way, and so I always thought the tender was like facing the wrong way on my model. But then I realized that it actually does go that way, so that's something that's always kind of bugged me, and especially that they did not add the lining on the back of the tender isn't really good. One thing I would have liked to see with Caitlin would definitely for them to put her in a 3-pack with her coach, but that's definitely asking for too much coming from Mattel. So anyway, you can also see that they did lining around her funnel, and she has these little indentions in her this rectangular area, which I'm not really sure what it is, but I'm pretty sure it adds to the streamlining, I guess. And so that's pretty much it for the Thomas & Friends Wooden Railway Caitlin, especially because there's not that much. And so, and she was also released in the King of the Railway series in fall of 2013 with Connor, Caitlin. I mean, there's Caitlin right there, but you know, Connor, Millie, Steven. I'm so sorry, guys. Not Stepney, Steven. And like the Treasure at the Mine Set and the Ulfstead Castle stuff. So anyway, let's move right along to the Thomas & Friends Wood Caitlin. And boy, what a downgrade it is. I was never really a fan of the Wooden Railway Caitlin, but it wasn't the worst thing ever. Yeah, well, this one is. So let's just kind of list off the problems. I mean, this Thomas & Friends Wood model of Caitlin has some of the least paint I've seen on the Thomas & Friends Wood model. I mean, look at this. They didn't even fill her cabin all the way. I mean, her boiler has these two strips, I guess you could say, of exposed wood. It's really ugly. I mean, her funnel isn't even painted and isn't even molded. I mean, she doesn't even have a molded funnel. I mean, that's just sad, actually. So you can obviously see they kept her smoke box like this dark cherry red. Although it doesn't match up with the paint color all the way, which is really, really annoying. Also, her nameplate is too far low and too far backwards, which is another thing I don't like. However, they did do a pretty good job of the lining down here on her running board. However, in the front, it's really, really bad looking, especially with the exposed wood as well. I mean, on the prototype and some of the finished models, this lining right here was actually not even centered. And so that is just really almost depressing to see. Not to mention, she suffers the same problem as the Thomas & Friends Wood Hero with the whole, my eyes are way too far apart and my nose is way too big thing. Caitlin has an awful face and is just an awful model. And don't even get me started on the tender, but since I'm a reviewer, I kind of have to critique it. Obviously, there is no water refilling cap, which is pretty lazy in my opinion. And so, also, you can see that, like, what are these? What are those? What are those rectangles on the end of the tender? Yeah, I'm no train expert, but I really don't think those are there on her real-life model. Or, I mean, her TV series render. I mean, they're definitely not here on her Thompson Railway or any other merchandise, so what's up with that? Who knows? We probably won't ever find out. That was just a stupid idea from Mattel. Of course, there's nothing on the back of the tender, the front of the tender, or the back of Caitlin. And, well, she's just a really bad wood model. I'm really sorry that this review has dragged on for so long, but you could probably just kind of watch it in 2x speed on YouTube. Really no big deal. But, yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this very long review on Caitlin, but I have a lot of problems with the Thomas & Friends Wood, and just her wood round model as well. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day. Max and Monty 15 and 16, signing out.